generations of anger when I see people who just think that they can just live here and not acknowledge what's going on with their barbecue and their beer, and they shake their head, and and we can come to your house too next. We can slide on over and come to your house too. It ain't no thing,
Hello everybody, welcome. We're here in Hugo, Minnesota. Bob Kroll's house right around here. Bob Kroll is the president of Minneapolis Police Federation, the police union, and protesters are out here against Bob Kroll and his wife, Liz Collin, who's an anchor for WCCO. This has been happening for a few hours now.
There's a better purpose for you on this earth than what you're doing right there.
Neighbors are out watching as well. Some of the neighbors are clapping. Some of the neighbors are showing support. Other neighbors are not.
Nothing ain't stopping this. Nothing ain't stopping this movement here. It will keep going and going and going until all of our demands are met. And bitch, I got a lot. So thank you guys for always listening to me. And I know sometimes I feel like I intimidate you guys, and I'm so sorry. But that's my protection. That's my protection. So thank you guys for coming out and supporting everybody. Not just me and Gabe, not just our indigenous people. Supporting everybody. There's people who are brand new to this and some who are old school and veterans, So thank you for all of the support. We appreciate that in every single way. We tell all of our family members about this. We have a chat for just the indigenous families. And we get on there and we share our videos, and they're so proud and they wish that they could be here. So showing them love through their videos is a way for them to feel true. So thank you guys.
It's a bunch of good weeds. You can't ruin it.
Let's give it up for Tanya and Gabe. That was so powerful. And I'm glad that they directed their energy to these people. I think, unfortunately, y'all are the perfect neighbors to Bob Kroll. Because your silence enables his white supremacy and racism when you ought to be holding him accountable. We're tired of white folks representing everything that's wrong.
That represents Bob Kroll and his wife.
Standing with black and brown and indigenous people and other people of color who are facing discrimination.
That's his house? Yeah. And that's Bob Kroll's house right there.
White privilege and white supremacy to stand up for justice. Because we all know y'all Trump supporters. So anyway, let's focus again. Don't give them more of your attention than they deserve. But I did want to reinforce what Tanya had to say about these people. That's right. Again, perfect neighbors to Bob Kroll. That's why he and Liz Collin moved into this neighborhood so they could be comfortable in their white supremacy. Because Liz Collin has used her white power and her white privilege on WCCO, which is an affiliate of CBS. And shame on CBS, because instead of holding Liz Collin accountable and firing her for her lack of journalistic ethics and integrity, they gave Bob Kroll a platform in the aftermath of George Floyd being killed. So shame on WCCO, shame on Liz Collin, shame on CBS. Because all they do is empower people like Bob Kroll to keep doing what he's doing, which is terrorizing people in the city of Minneapolis and thinking that he can get away with it. But we're not going to rest until Bob Kroll's raggedy ass gets fired. Period, point blank. And then the sad part, I see a dog down the street barking. I'm like, damn, y'all done trained your dogs to be racist? I mean, come on, y'all. That's absolutely ridiculous. So with that, I'm going to call up our next speaker. He doesn't know that he's speaking, but recently, like Marquise said, he won his primary election. He's been out on the front lines for many years. Let's give it up for John Thompson.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I was standing over here burning up because I was telling Marquis, somebody got to tell these white people out here that there was a public hanging in Duluth, Minnesota, and there was an audience, and the audience had grandkids, and there they go, over there, you know, come on back out with your Blue Lives Matter shirt, and I mean that. Let me tell you about Blue Lives Matter. Alright? Because they didn't come out with Blue Lives Matter until we start saying Black Lives Matter. But unlike you, white man, you can unzip that fucking costume. I can't unzip this black skin I'm in. I'm a black man being terrorized by this fucking Klansman right here. We are terrorized by the Grand Wizard. Y'all got the Grand Wizard living in your goddamn neighborhood. All the Klan exists in Hugo, Minnesota. And it's right here. Don't run now. Don't run now, racist white people. I'm here. Oh yeah, we pull up. We pull the fuck up. And we here. Come on over here with your Blue Lives Matter sign. Blue Lives ain't shit. And if people in Hugo don't support black people, fuck Hugo, Minnesota. I meant to say that. Now we can get to what I was talking about. You're right. I did. I won the primary election, and y'all can quote me on this. I am going to the state capitol with this same fucking message that black people are tired of being killed in these fucking streets, and y'all defending this shit. Listen when I tell y'all, the KKK ain't never left the state of Minnesota. As a matter of fact, we in Klan land right now. Now y'all run y'all coward ass in the damn garage. Come on out here, face us, white racist motherfuckers.
Listen!
Ain't nobody gonna sugarcoat racism. Wasn't nothing pretty about Bob Kroll kicking that 15-year-old boy in his face. So why the fuck is we so peaceful in this raggedy ass neighborhood? Fuck your motherfucking peace, white racist motherfuckers! Shouldn't have gave me the microphone. Shouldn't have gave me the fucking microphone. Your coward ass standing way the fuck back there with a Blue Lives Matter sign. I can't unzip this goddamn black skin I'm in. You can take that sign and stick it in your ass. Yeah, they ain't never seen a legislator like this before. Now back to what I was saying. We coming for everything that you motherfuckers took from us. We coming for them seats. We coming for the money you owe us. We coming for this. Wait a minute. This whole goddamn state burned down for $20 goddamn dollars. You think we gonna fuck about burning Hugo down? Now y'all running y'all coward ass back in the garage and changing shirts. Blue lives don't mean shit to black people. Bro, where you go? Tucson. They ain't never had to worry about the police pulling them over and putting them on the goddamn hood of their car and sticking their fingers in our ass looking for fucking dope. And come on, man. Have you had to worry about that shit in Hugo? Have you had to worry about the don't hide your face, Karen? Take that shit off your face. The Klan wear uniform. Don't hide your face, Karen. Take that shit off your face. You're a coward. You are a coward. The Klan used to wear masks. The Klan used to wear masks. Now you want to be what? I know what I'm talking about. This ain't rhetoric, bro. I've been black all my life. I didn't come here to be peaceful with Hugo and kumbaya, my lord. Fuck Hugo, Minnesota. Fuck Bob Kroll and fuck anybody who support his racist ass. Thank you, Washington County, for providing free coverage for this. Fuck Bob Kroll. I said it. And if you uphold racism, fuck you too. We coming for what's ours. Y'all owe us. God damn it, we paid for that shit. Them taxpayers' dollars that paid for that shit, they came out our pockets. When it come to policing, we paid for that shit. God damn it, y'all owe us a refund on our goddamn money. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of marching about it. I'm tired of people saying we just protesters, so let's take our ass to the Capitol. Let's take our ass to the motherfucking mayor's office. Let's take our ass to the city council seat, to these school boards. Let me tell y'all something about the school board. They used to beat us for learning. Now they call that shit a motherfucking achievement gap. I know what the fuck I'm talking about because my kid's black. They ain't got to worry about that in Hugo, Minnesota. Any way they can oppress black people, they've done it. And we just right here telling y'all we sick of it. We pulling up. We pulling up to your house. We'll pull up to your house. And what is the Washington County Sheriff over there? We'll pull up to your goddamn house too. sick of y'all killing black people. And if y'all don't understand that, we gonna pull up. Y'all supporting this bullshit and acting like racism don't exist here. I said it, I said it again. 3 black men were hung in Duluth. There was an audience watching these black men, cheering these people on when they was hanging these black men for something they did not do. Where the fuck you think their grandkids went? Where you think they nephews and the people that was in the crowd, where you think they had kids? They moved here to Hugo, Minnesota, Braden, Minnesota, Woodbury, Minnesota. Some of these cowards used to get their ass whooped in high school, and now they got on the Blue Lives Matter shirt. Fuck Blue Lives. There is no such thing as a blue. Show me a blue life. Show me a fucking blue life. I cannot unzip this costume I'm in. I promise y'all. I've been black all my life. I can't scrape this toast off my skin. But these cowards in these blue uniforms, they can take that shit off and go back to being regular people, shopping in our stores, making money off our goddamn tax dollars. I'm glad y'all making them uncomfortable here in Hugo, Minnesota. God damn it, we'll pull up to Duluth, Minnesota. We'll pull up to Virginia, Minnesota. We'll pull up to Hammond, Minnesota. We trying to tell you that we sick of y'all white ass treating us like shit and acting like we ain't comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable getting my ass kicked by you coward ass white motherfuckers in uniform. And if you uncomfortable with my voice, do something about it. Oh, they ain't never seen a legislator like this before, y'all. I'm not Bobby Joe Chow. I'm not none of them. I'm none of them. And then shout out to the brothers, but I'm not that motherfucker that come and sugarcoat racism, y'all. That's right. I'm not about to come here. I didn't come to play with y'all. I didn't come to say, oh my God, we must overcome it. We done overcame 400 years of bullshit. We're not gonna reimagine shit no more. We're gonna make this shit reality. Y'all didn't think we was coming to Hugo. Here we are. Thank you for the aerial coverage, and please tell Bob Kroll, I know you're watching live, fuck you, fuck this house, and fuck the racist ass Minneapolis police officers that keep brutalizing our goddamn community. I love y'all.
That was John Thompson. He just won the primary for
John Thompson! Like he said, y'all ain't never seen a legislator like this before. That might make me want to come back up to the Capitol, okay? So now, before we do our next thing, we're gonna march actually. But I want to bring DJ up. You want to say a few words?
Yeah, DJ!
Come on, DJ! Yeah. Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for July. One of our young people out on the front lines. Give it up for DJ, y'all.
Again, we're here live outside of Bob Kroll's house. Bob Kroll lives right here.
All right. This took me off guard. So I just want to say we need to make sure that we destroy this racist ass system, okay? Because this has been going on way too long, okay? And we need to make sure that we hold them accountable, right? So we need to make sure that we have our accountability, right? Because these motherfuckers are getting away with murder out here, all right? And so what we need to do is we need to make sure that we march, we keep marching, right? And we stay out here, all right? So we came all the way to Hugo, but this isn't like your badge, okay? This isn't like your Facebook profile picture, all right? This is real, okay? This is real for all the black people out here and all the people of color. This is what we have to live through every fucking day, okay? And we need to stay out here until we get some real systemic change, okay? And that bullshit that City Council did with the shorter amendment, that's fucking bullshit. We need actual change, not changing the name of the police force to the Peace Foundation or whatever they were going to change it to. We need actual change. We need to see accountability. We need community control of the police. Okay?
Go ahead, DJ. Go ahead, DJ.
And we need to make sure that after we get community control of the police, and we get the right people elected, okay? So community control of the police, CPAC, that is going to be accountability board that would have 7 elected officials, and in those elected officials, they would have the power to hire, fire, convict, and charge killer cops. And they would also have the ability to come up with the rules too. So they'd be able to say if they're going to have guns, if they're going to have body cams, they're going to be able to do all that. So we need to fight for things like that to ensure that things like George Floyd do not happen again. And with that, I want to end this by saying that Black trans lives matter.
So we're here in front of Bob Kroll's house right here. People are chanting Bob Kroll has got to go right now. There's a few pro-police neighbors that are milling around. A bunch of the neighbors are out. There's word of possibly a motorcyclist, a biker from this crowd left and possibly got jumped by some white supremacists out at one of the exits or after one of the exits. To get in here, it's like a cul-de-sac, and the police have a lot of it blocked off. This action started in St. Paul earlier today around noon. They all drove out to Hugo, where we are right now. It's a northeastern suburb of St. Paul. So people have been gathered here for some hours now. They've eaten lunch. We brought up the stream 20 so minutes ago, and it seems like people are going to be marching from here around this neighborhood. So there's a lot of gatherings of neighborhood people who live here. They're all sort of outside, not all of them. There's multiple groups of neighbors that are outside milling around. There's been consistent small debates with each other. So there's got to be a few hundred people out here. They all drove basically in caravans pretty far out. Hugo is about 20-30 minutes away from St. Paul. Bob Kroll, the person whose house people are in front of, he is the Minneapolis Police Federation union head. So the police have a union. He is the head, the president of the union. He was voted in by the police officers. Bob Kroll has a past, a very white supremacist past. He was in a motorcycle gang called City Heat, which is a white supremacist motorcycle gang that uses patches of people hanging, uses other racist patches on their insignia, racist insignia on their patches. Looks like a march is going to be going around this neighborhood in Hugo. Again, Bob Kroll. So Bob Kroll was a beat cop for a long time. He had many complaints against him. He's even had a few lawsuits. 54 complaints, you see it right here. 11 lawsuits. And that's basically just for Bob Kroll. It's not just like the whole police. It's like that's just one officer within the police department. He's had a lot of past ills, a lot of past very like horrible moments where he's beat 15-year-old kids up, called them all these types of racist names, just a bunch of things. And the history of Bob Kroll, it goes a little deep, and they're also, there's been a move to try to get more acknowledgement or more more media on, more attitudes on, more thoughts about Bob Kroll being the president of the Minneapolis Police Federation. For the last 5 years or so, it's been a bigger issue. During Jamar Clark killing or uprising or the Justice for Jamar Clark movement, it seemed like people were really starting to get more information out there about him.
If we don't get no justice, if we don't get no justice, Black lives, they matter. I said,
Would any of y'all
lives,
be
they
okay with
matter.
saying anything? I'm live right now. Would you all want to say anything at all?
I said, Black lives, they matter.
Oh, yeah, I'd
say something. I like Unicorn Riot.
Oh, thank you.
Check it out.
Hey, thank you. What does it mean to you? Do you live around here?
No.
Okay. What brought you out here?
Back to blue. BLM is a terrorist organization, clear and simple. Terrorism. It's what you're about. It's all you're about. Stealing stuff, looting stuff. Not here.
So are you talking about the national organization or people taking part in protests?
National organization. I saw the stuff in Chicago. She said, steal it. Go ahead, steal it. We support you stealing stuff. Well, he ain't stealing mine.
Okay. So you came out for Back the Blue. What do you hope to see happen in the country this next summer? At the end of this summer, it was a lot of upheaval in this country. Maybe the most you've ever seen since you've been alive. I don't know, but yeah. How do you feel? What do you think? Do you think there's any change? What does that look like to you? How do we move forward?
It's just further separation of the people.
Really?
Yep. That's all I see happening.
Is that what you want?
No.
How do we repair things?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Defunding the police and making them the bad guys doesn't do it, though.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Defunding the police and making them the bad guys doesn't help. Yeah, so, so back to police. I'm all for protests. This was a peaceful protest, so it should be. So, except, that, yeah. That stuff, because we're not swearing at them, so, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Anything else you want to say?
No, I'll see you on Unicorn, though.
Yeah. Anybody else want to talk?
Yeah, sign up for that site.
Would
They're
you
on
all
all
want to
of these, and you can watch live. It's pretty cool.
I'm sorry?
I don't talk to media.
You don't talk to media. All right. All right, thank you all.
All right, take care.
Yep.
Good work.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Make him any pride, y'all. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit.
So this march is going to go through this cul-de-sac area here in Hugo. I cannot give you any knowledge of where we are or what these streets are. So you're just going to come along with me or with us, as I do not know how to tell you anything. I do not know Hugo.
Boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. Come on, boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to. If George don't get it, if George don't get it, if George don't get it, if Isaac don't get it, I said if Isaac don't get it, I said if Isaac don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Philando don't get it, if Philando don't get it, if Philando don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Brianna don't get it, if Marcus Golden don't get it, if Marcus Golden don't get it, if Marcus Golden don't get it, if Travis Jordan don't get it, if Travis Jordan don't get it, if Travis Jordan don't get it, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho, Bob Kroll has got to go, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hold up, we want freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't. Louder, hold up, we want.
Here's Leon Wang, who made the artistic renderings of these signs.
Louder, hold up, we want. All these racist ass cops, we don't. Come on, hold up, we want all these racist sides, cops, freedom. You were really curious about our talks over there. You can join the march if you want. Come on, you can stand for Black Lives Matter. You can join us if you want. You can jump in if you want. Come on down. Black lives, they matter. Here.
Black lives, they matter.
I said black lives, they matter. Here.
Black lives, they matter.
I said black lives, they matter. Here.
Black lives, they matter.
I said black lives, they matter. Here.
Black lives, they matter.
I said native lives, they matter. Here.
Native lives, they matter.
I said native lives, they matter. Here.
Native lives, they matter.
I said native lives, they matter. Here.
Native lives, they matter.
I said native lives, they matter. Here.
Native lives, they matter.
If we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
if we don't get no justice,
They don't get no peace.
no justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Prosecute the
Police. Fuck 12.
no justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Prosecute the
Police. Fuck 12.
no justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Prosecute the
Police. Fuck 12.
no justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Prosecute the
Police. Fuck 12.
no justice, no peace.
Fuck 12.
Prosecute the
Police. Fuck 12.
no justice, no peace.
Fuck 12. Prosecute the police. Fuck 12.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Bob Kroll has got to go! Hey, hey!
Did you all make these? Would you all want to talk about it at all? A little bit. All right. What was the process of making these?
I mean, if you've ever been so angry you wanted to make a piñata, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not here to just try and speak for the community, I'm just trying to amplify their voices. So it's not just Bob Kroll, it's also Liz Collin. Shit has to change.
Did you do both of them?
Yes.
And then you have some significations on. You have diaper on Bob Kroll. What else?
Well, I mean, the hood speaks for itself. I mean, just fuck them. Just absolutely fuck them. That's where I'm at.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Thank you.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
We're meeting at Powderhorn Park tonight
Yeah.
at 9 p.m. March at 10. We wear black.
Thank you.
If you want to promote that,
Do you want any?
let's go on to the 5th precinct.
You want any media?
Yeah, please.
Live stream at all?
If you want to, just make sure you don't get anybody. Just in
All right.
case
I'll just probably video.
Just video it, and then I don't know what's going to happen. We're just constructing the system, but the 5th precinct is open. I just lead people to the crowd, and the crowd decides. So.
Do you want to say that on the live stream at all?
The what?
That the action is happening tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to be filmed?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when we get to a stop, or less.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So tonight at 9 o'clock, we're meeting at Powderhorn East Bank for a direct action march against the 5th precinct to let them know they have to protect themselves and they can't come after Floyd Square Park if they got to defend both of their flanks. So today, we are marching at 10 o'clock onto the 5th precinct.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yep.
The whole damn system is guilty as hell.
Indict, convict, send those killer cops to jail. The whole damn system is guilty as hell. Indict, convict.
Try to make sense out of this. 145th and 145th.
The whole damn system is guilty as
I guess one is circle and one is the street.
our streets.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose
You see there's a lot of security out here doing their thing. Bikers riding against police brutality are out here.
Bob Kroll has got to go.
Here's Louis Tran doing his thing. Liberation Lens Media. Louis also got a bunch of the footage yesterday from the eviction or the clearing of West Powderhorn Park. If you want to know more about that, check out our internet website, unicornride.ninja. Check out our Facebooks and Twitters as well. Yeah. How's it going? We got Darren here who's just did a piece on the felony charges being brought against Mike Forsha.
This is what community
Mike Forsha was an organizer that helped organize the toppling of the Christopher Columbus statue at the state capitol of Minnesota not too long ago. 2 months ago or so.
So when I say, how do you spell racist, y'all say MPD. How do you spell racist? 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 All right, so when I say do blue lives matter, y'all say that's not a thing. Do blue lives matter? 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 So when I say when will all lives matter, y'all say when black lives matter. When will all lives matter? 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 We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. They're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. We're sick and tired. They need to be fired. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bob Kroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bob Kroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Bob Kroll. We're here. We're lit. We're taking over this shit. We're here. We're lit. We're taking over this shit. We're here. We're lit. We're taking over this shit. We're here. We're lit. We're taking over this shit. No cops. No KKK. No racist USA. No cops. No KKK. No racist USA. No cops. No KKK. No racist USA. If Phil Quinn don't get it, if Phil Quinn don't get it, if Phil Quinn don't get it, if Paul Castaway don't get it, if Paul don't get it, if Paul don't get it, whose land? Native land. Whose land? Whose land? Whose land? Whose streets? Our streets. Whose land? Whose streets? Our streets.
Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. And you got Bob's number, right? Sitting in the lawn chair. Can you send that video to him? Can you send it to him? Can you text it to him right now? Can you please do that? Because you taping us. You must be taping us for a reason. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. No justice, no prosecute the. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Bob Kroll has got to go. Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. Bob Kroll has got to go. I said Bob Kroll has got to go. Bob Kroll has got to go.
Security and cars are rolling behind the march.
Bob Kroll has
A lot of marshals out here.
Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter.
Got officers around, Washington County sheriffs.
Native lives, they matter
When
here.
we were walking in, Washington County sheriff officer said that they watch our stream all the time. Ooh, there's a burnt down house.
Young lives, they matter here.
Must needed some insurance money over here or something.
Young lives, they matter here.
This is reminiscent of the uprising. Didn't think I'd see this in Hugo. I just heard somebody in the back say Bob Kroll didn't stop this. Welcome to Hugo, Minnesota. We're a block away from the Police Federation president's house is this burnt down house. Hope everybody was okay and nobody got hurt. We can replace property, but not people.
Hey, make sure you tell everybody we didn't burn that shit down.
You didn't do that.
I did not do that. That was like that when we got here. That house we did not burn down.
Thank you. See most of these X's on the cars for Xing out Bob Kroll. So in early June, I think the 9th day of the uprising after the killing of George Floyd, there was an action outside of the WCCO downtown. They went really long, actually. It was a 5-hour action or so. And we were live for the whole thing. I bring that up because people were already protesting this same issue of Bob Kroll and Liz Collin and their relationship. And Liz Collin, again, is Bob Kroll's wife, but also an anchor for WCCO. Here's some of the neighbors that are just out watching. That one just waved.
This is what community looks like.
You hear the chant, this is what community looks like. You see this sign sort of describes the scene here. Liz Collin and Bob Kroll, conflict of interest. Again, Liz Collin is the anchor on WCCO, mainstream local corporate news. And Bob Kroll is the head of the Minneapolis Police Federation. People again call that a conflict of interest. In early June, as I was talking about when we were covering the action outside of WCCO, some of the similar speeches were made, some of the similar sentiments were made, where people were calling for Liz Collin to be fired, people were calling for Bob Kroll to step down. People were talking about the art of the cover-up and the narration in the corporate news of how one a police victim. We got neighbors over there laughing. The big thing is the narration. You know, it's when a person gets killed by the police, they leave these cop cars running this whole time. They're really hot cars. Jeez. Like literally you can feel the heat. These are some of the same gentlemen we talked to a little earlier. Looks like we did a full circle, maybe. Totally lost. They all look the same out here. We must be pulling up, yep. There's the police cameras.
Everybody pack in. We want to make sure everybody's safe. Do not get baited. Do not get baited. Do not get baited. Bring it in. Bring it in. We can cut the music too. We can cut the music. So, real quick, as you noticed, there was some neighbors out here that actually wanted to join.
You can keep your hand off, dude. Funny ass. It's a photographer talking, and he's putting his hand on his gun.
But I saw some of the neighbors resistant to joining, even though they wanted to. Some of them did, but some of them looked a little bit afraid, and that's okay. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Take your hand away. This type of climate, this type of atmosphere breeds fear. The same thing I was talking about earlier. It breeds fear. It makes people afraid to show up for Black lives. It makes people scared to show up for humanity. That's what this neighborhood is doing. But for the people in the neighborhood that showed up, we thank you. And like Marquis said, the Klan is very much so alive. They may not call themselves that. They may say, hey, we're just nationalists. Hey, we're just voting. Hey, we're just here for Bob Kroll. Hey, I'm just a guy just doing my job. That's still a staunch stance for racism. If you're not showing up for Black lives, you're on the other side of it. You got to show up. You got to start doing the work. And we thank the neighbors that did come out, because this is the type of neighborhood that feels like a sundown town. And if you don't know what a sundown town is, that means Black folks go home when the sun goes down because it's not safe. And we did this last week in Stillwater, and we're doing it here. This needs to keep happening in Minnesota. That prides itself on being progressive. That prides itself on being liberal. That prides itself on doing the work. But when you look at it, this is what the work gets you. A white supremacist that has scared the city council, the governor, bullied everybody, and has unilateral power to scare the shit out of anybody in their seat and in their office, and including in this circle. And I also want to say something quickly because I really love to pick up on what happens when we're out here, what we're aware of, how people are acting. And they sound so upset. They sound so upset that we're here, that we disturbed their Saturday. But I challenge everybody. I even challenge homeboy with the brown bulletproof
HP Rogers out here getting some good shots.
Got out of a Top Gun film. I challenge everybody to come down to 38th and George Floyd. Come down. Come on down. And you will know that your Saturday may have gotten a little bit into a kerfuffle, or may have been a little bit interrupted. But you do not have the constant, the incessant pressure of cops rolling by your house day and night, of guns going off that have been aimed at black and brown bodies all the time. This today was nothing. Your barbecue got interrupted a little bit. You get to shake your head. Once we leave, you get to tell all your kids the lies that your parents told you. But I will say this. Your mother knows better. She didn't want you to be like this. She wanted you to be in these streets with us. I can tell you that Bob Kroll's mama probably did not want him to do what he's done. Shot 4 people. Beat up a young 15-year-old biracial kid when he was handcuffed. I don't think anybody's mother wanted to raise their kid to do that. And for the cops here that are looking on, you need to ask yourself, did your mother want you to be here? Does your mother want you to wake up, put a gun on your kid, put a badge over your so-called heart, and come out here and try to police folks? Does your mother want you to do this? Is there a better way? Is there somewhere else you can be? Is there something bigger you can be doing? Is there somebody else you can be showing up for other than the white folks here that are not showing up for black lives? Is there something else you can be doing with your time? Because trust me, it can be better served. And for the residents out here in Hugo that are afraid and do feel fear, it's time to start showing up. It's time to start challenging. Because if black people can come from all the way out from the city to here, you can show up too. You can do it too. You can make it happen as well. And blue lines do not exist. It is a job. You can take off that bulletproof vest that is absolutely unnecessary, that the people of Hugo have overpaid for, because ain't nobody gonna shoot your ass. You can take it off right now, put the gun down, and you can join us. You can actually show up for black lives instead of eliminating them. You can actually be with Black Lives Matter instead of standing for white supremacists. You can do that right now. You can make that happen in your life. You can upgrade. You can get to the next level, brother. You don't have to shave your head like that all the time. You don't have to wear that haircut like that. You can actually let your hair out. You can do something. You can make it happen. You can do that right now. You can start showing love. Instead of showing up with a gun and a badge and spreading hate and spreading white supremacy. You can make that happen right now. And what we're here to do, this may interrupt your barbecue for a little bit, but Bob Kroll comes to our town every fucking day. Y'all can put up with one Saturday. 8% of Minneapolis PD live in the actual city. How colonizing is that? How fucked up is that? Y'all gonna come out here and complain about us being here? We're out here because of him. We're here because of Bob Kroll. We're here because of Bob Kroll. Hey, we're here because of Bob Kroll. Hey, we're here because of Bob Kroll. Again, we're here because of Bob Kroll. Again, we're here because of Bob Kroll. And you can shake your head back and forth all you want, because you're having a good time. But once we leave, it's going to go back to fantasy land for you, where there's no black people getting killed, where you're being misinformed by some type of American network that is run by Trump or funded by it. You're going to go back to fantasy land, but we will be back here. We will be back here. This isn't a one-time thing. So buckle up. Get the cabin ready in Duluth, because when we come back, you can leave. Or you can show up and march with us. You can do that. That's a real thing. But you need to know that we are here because of Bob Kroll. Because he comes to our city and terrorizes black people, because he has given the pass to officers that have repeated accounts of beating people, of shooting at people, of stepping outside of their job. He gives them the pass. Because he runs that show and circus, That's why we're here. And if you keep showing up to our city, we're going to keep pulling up to yours. If you want to jump down here and educate us with your violence, we're going to come back here and educate you with our love. And I'll wrap up on this. For all of the youth that saw us marching out here, you don't got to be racist like your white parents. You don't have to follow their lead. You can shake your head with that Miller Lite and say, wow, but I know your parents tried to raise you better. I know they tried to raise you better. You followed in the footsteps of your racist ass parents, but your kids don't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to be a bigot like you. For the youth in this circle, in this cul-de-sac, this is not reality. This is not reality. This is white supremacy. This is where it's defended. This is where it's celebrated. And this is when black bodies show up. People want to push us away. But we're not going anywhere. We're going to come back. So the Washington County Sheriff's Office, get ready. And you may want to change the fucking logo on the logo on the side of your cars. Because 1840, there's a lot of brown and black folks that died since then. A lot of brown and black folks that died since then. You're talking about June 14th, 1920, where three black men were lynched in Duluth. You're talking about 1862, the biggest mass hanging in this country's history. Y'all want to promote that you've been around since then? That's on y'all. But again, brother, you don't got to do that. You don't got to wear that uniform. You can take it off. You can do it. You can actually change. And I bet your mother wanted better too. I bet she did. We're here because of Bob Kroll. All power to the people.
Let's give it up for Tucson Morrison, y'all. He didn't speak nothing.
Bob Kroll's house right here. That was Toussaint Morrison speaking.
All right, we have a few short things that I want to make sure that we do before we go. One, for all the women who are here, for some of you, this is your first time protesting. You are part of what was formerly the Wall of Moms, which was a wall of bullshit, that is now Follow Black Women Twin Cities under the leadership of Catrice Jackson. So I want to thank y'all for coming out. And now you see what happens at a real protest, right? You see black people leading. You see allies standing in solidarity. And we do this no matter what Trump does, right? We stand up for black lives day in and day out. It doesn't matter who is in the White House, because Mike Brown was killed under Barack Obama's watch, right? This is something we've been dealing with for 400 years. So I'm thankful to Catrice Jackson for her leadership. I'm thankful to all of you who contributed so we could get these t-shirts for everybody. We could get food for everybody, snacks for everybody, because it's not free during a protest. So we thank you for your support and your solidarity. Sherilyn, who couldn't be here, Sherilyn Voss, got her neighbors to contribute as well. A sister named Bella Ibrahim met me and she got brought signs. So we want to thank everybody who made today possible. Also, want to lift up two of our lead marshals and organizers. Where are you guys? Amelia and Jennifer Gilreath. They helped hold it down and lead our marshals. I want to give them a shout out. I want to thank all of our marshals. Y'all seen how many people showed up to volunteer to keep us safe and to get us to Hugo safely? I want to thank the Bikers for Black Lives for leading us. Those are some powerful men and women who show up in solidarity. I want to thank Leon Wayne. Where you at, Leon? Leon made all these Crow Must Go signs, y'all. Let's give Leon a hand.
He doesn't want that attention. I had to give it to him. Yeah, he's an amazing artist. Leon Wang.
I want to thank everybody who spoke here today. You have poured your hearts out, and you gave us some things to continue to think about. Because like Tucson said, this ain't the last time we come into Hugo. We want him to feel just as uncomfortable as we feel every time he's patrolling the streets of Minneapolis. We want Bob Kroll to be fired. Period. So there's a couple things I want to do. So I want the black people who are here to go over to that flagpole, because when you know it, he got an American flag. So we're going to take a knee right outside Bob Kroll's house in the spirit of Colin Kaepernick, who was standing up for black people who've been slain by the police. So if you are black and you were at this protest, come on over to this flagpole so we can take a knee. Allies, let's stand in solidarity and support. Let's cheer on.
The police are going to have a problem with them being on his property. So this is going to be a little tense for a second.
Stand up against that cowardly cunt, Bob Kroll.
Well, it looks like they're not making the move.
And it's terrorism. So we gonna kneel right outside the flagpole of this bitch ass house, and we gonna take a knee. Come on, black folks. I still see some of y'all out here. Come on over here and take a knee with us in solidarity. We taking a knee for George Floyd. We taking a knee for Jamar Clark. We taking a knee for Philando Castile. We taking a knee for Terrence Franklin. We taking a knee for Travis Jordan, Marcus Golden, Cordell Handy, Billy Hughes, Phil Quinn. We taking a knee for all the people whose names we don't know. Mario Benjamin, Chaser Funk Boom. We taking a knee for all of them. Who else? Dante? Trey Hamilton, Tyrone Williams, Foamy Lee, Isaac Hayden. We said Cordell Handy, but we'll say Cordell again in honor of Kim Handy Jones. He's glad to be here. Tyson Nelson.
Got the police on both sides that have come up.
Isaac Hayden, Thurman Blevins, Jamaria Robinson,
Elijah McClement.
Paul Castaway,
Elijah McClemens,
Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, Stanley Ayanna Brown, Brian Quinones, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Walter Bell, Kobe Heisler, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Taylor Wright, Jeffrey Smith, Demetrius Hill, Laquan McDonald, Justin Teagan, Sean Bell, Oscar Grant, Freddie Gray, Terrence Crutcher, Antoine Rose II, O'Shea Terry, Malcolm John, Walter Scott, and Tatiana Jefferson, Ahmaud Arbery, James Brissett, Ronald Madison, Aaron Bailey, Wayne Reyes. We're taking a knee for all of the stolen lives. Kelly Thomas, those who aren't here to stand for themselves, right outside of this cowardly cunt's home. Bob Kroll.
She called him a cowardly cunt. He had called people a cowardly cunt the other day.
Let's give our black people a hand for showing up in Hugo, Minnesota, holding up the flag, and standing up for our people and our ancestors, and those who ain't here to speak for themselves. Thank y'all. Let's rise up.
We got your back.
Who got our back?
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 We got your back.
Black lives
Matter.
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 All right, so the next thing I want to do, if you brought a sign that you would like to leave here in the driveway, you can please take a moment and leave your sign. And then don't be scared. What's up, Bob Kroll? If you want to leave a sign in the driveway, I will be the first. Can I have your sign? We're peaceful. We know y'all ain't been paid to pick up no damn signs out the garage. Let Bob Kroll pick up his own damn trash. So leave these signs. Don't be afraid, because Bob Kroll needs to know that we were here. And we are standing up for the people of Minneapolis who are sick and and tell you of his terrorism and his white supremacy and him having the nerve to defend killer cops. It's time for him to get off the Minneapolis Police Force. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we leaving these signs here. Once you put the sign down, do not engage the police. Turn around and come back in the middle of the street so we can end with the Assata Shakur chant. So put your sign down and come on out. All right? Give yourselves a hand. Come on.
No, you're good.
Let's go. We didn't come out here to Hugo for nothing. So we're going to leave some mementos for Bob Kroll. Him and Liz Collin can pick that shit up.
Oh, sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey, hey, hello. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Bob Kroll has got to go.
Let's go, HP! Get it!
The white people in the neighborhood, this is what the fuck they do to black and brown bodies. Wake the fuck up and pay attention.
Oh, somebody key?
Fuck you for listening at us for being out here.
Hey, maybe check John.
Let's traumatize him to come out here and have to fucking say our relatives' names when they can't be here with us.
Hey, John, you missing a key?
Sorry, man.
No, you're good.
That was over there. It's only a matter of time until you guys fuck her up too. Y'all like it when you up on this thing down, motherfucker. That house down there, this house can look like that. Let one more black man or woman be killed. We're coming. And don't forget, all these bougie ass fucking houses are built on native fucking land. That you guys need to fucking pay rent for. Because this is stolen fucking land. Pay the fuck up. Drink your fucking beer and pay your fucking rent, you ugly bitch.
Alright, somebody lost their keys. If you got a key over here, I don't know how to transition from that, so. Somebody lost a key. But she's full of passion and energy, and like she said, this is native land. Stolen land. Our native brothers and sisters need to be honored and lifted up. So Bob Kroll is on stolen land. So with that, we're about to close out. I want to thank our independent media who's here. King Demetrius.
King D. You want to watch King D's streams? Go to Facebook, King Demetrius Pendleton.
Unicorn Riot. And all the independent media. Who else is out here? Brixton Hughes. Let's give Brixton Hughes a round of applause as well. And there's a lot of new independent media, so we want to thank
You're good. You're good. Go wherever. I'll go around.
Chantel Allen to close us out with the Assata Shakur chant. And then I'm going to give the microphone to Amelia, who's going to give us instructions so that we can be ready to head out of Hugo. So you want to give instructions now and then the Assata Shakur chant? All right. And then there's candy on the ground. So if you got kids at home, come and get some candy.
All right, thank you, everybody. We have had a beautiful day together. We are going to make sure everybody gets out of here safely. So when we're done here, please don't delay. Make it to your cars. Head on out of here. We're going to get
Again, we're here live in Hugo, Minnesota.
We're not going to caravan back the way that we caravanned here. If you need to go back to Sears, some of us are going back there. But otherwise, you're welcome to just
go on your way to where you need to go next, okay? So we are not caravanning back, so we want to make sure everybody gets out of here and that we can go safely together. All right, now we're going to have Chantel Allen, leader of Black Lives Matter Twin Cities, close us out with the Asada Shakur chant. Let's give Chantel a round of applause. Give me a sheriff in town. He got it ahead. John Thompson is the new sheriff in town.
John just handed him some candy.
And if you don't, Google it. Alright, so we have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. Because we have nothing to lose but our chains. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have a duty to fight for our freedom. We have a duty to win. We must love and support one another. Because we have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Say it one more time for the people in the back. We have nothing to lose but our chains. All power to the people, y'all.
All right, can we get some music? Can we get some music as people head to their cars?
All right, y'all. Thank you for joining. We're here live in Hugo, Minnesota.
Do you want to dance on the way back to your cars?
People are going to be moving back to their cars. We're going to take the stream down in a very quick moment. What you saw was the ending of the action at Bob Kroll's house earlier. If you want to see what the action was happening, check out King Demetrius' stream, Listen Media. You can find it on Facebook, King Demetrius Pendleton. King Demetrius, all one word with E. The first I would be an E, Demetrius. All right, so this is outside of Bob Kroll's house. You see, when we arrived, people were not allowed to stand in the grass because it's the private property and police were here. The people took a knee at the flag outside of Bob Kroll's house, and then they left signs. The signs were not stopped by the police. The police did not stop the leaving of the signs. The police actually got given some candy. You can see it in the belt right there. That's some candy from the police, from the Bob Kroll pinata and the Liz Collin pinata that were smashed to provide candy for the group. And maybe some relief of some energy, some negative energy that people had. Again, Liz Kroll is the WCCO anchor. She works for WCCO, a corporate news station here locally in Minnesota, Channel 4. She is, as I said, a news anchor. Her husband, Bob Kroll, is the head of the Minneapolis Police Department Union. So that means that he was voted in by police who are his, who work for the Minneapolis Police Department. They voted him in. Bob Kroll has a very deep past, a lot of complaints, I think 54 plus complaints, 11 lawsuits. He is part of the motorcycle gang called City Heat, which is a white supremacist motorcycle gang. They have insignia on their patches that are very racist, people hanging and other such racist insignia. City Heat is, as I said, the gang that he's in, as well as the MPD. He was in the MPD for a long time, and as I said, he had a lot of complaints and lawsuits. Bob Kroll is now the head of the president. He's the president of the Minneapolis Police Federation, and as I said, he was voted in. And the reason why that's important is because that means the police department officers actually also believe that he's their leader and that he's a leader for them. And so if that's who the Minneapolis police officers feel like is their leader, then that is a significant issue for the community here, where the Minneapolis Police Department officers are actually policing 45 minutes away in Minneapolis, where a lot of people have skin complexions with darker hues than these white folks out here, as well as different issues, and right now there's just a lot of contention around the police, obviously, and so we'll see what happens in the coming months. It seemed like the political atmosphere was a lot of political posturing when it comes to dismantling and defunding the police. That doesn't seem to be happening. We'll see where these movements can lead. There's a lot of people out here continuously, still every day, still putting in work, still trying to fight for change. A lot of people volunteering all their time. You see all these people in yellow uniforms. They're not getting paid. They're out here volunteering. All the people that are protesting, they're not here because they want to be here. They're here because they feel like there's fundamental change that needs to happen in this country, in this society. And so therefore, that's what we're here for as well, as Unicorn Riot, alternative independent media organization, trying to bring the voices of these folks who feel like there should be change to the spotlight, to our platform. So thank you all for joining. We are outside of Bob Kroll's house. We'll bring the stream down. There's there was another action about this early in June. We had covered that. It was called Media Bias or something like that. You can check that out on our website. It was about a 5-hour organized protest outside of WCCO in downtown Minneapolis. Beyond that, we are a nonprofit. We are horizontally organized. We have no bosses. We have, if you have the financial ability and you like our coverage, please consider becoming a monthly donor. That's the only way we're able to. Hey, thank you.
See you later.
Yeah, you
Thanks
too.
for being
Yeah, thank you.
Always.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Going to be tomorrow, Governor's Mansion 3 to 6.
Send me what is it?
Reparations rally at the Governor's
Oh,
Mansion.
shit. Yeah, I'll have to look into it.
I'll send you the link.
Thank you. Okay. So, Chris, thank you for running the back end. Chris, you could get ready to take it down. Again, if people have the financial ability, financial privilege to support Unicorn Riot, feel free to become, or please become a micro monthly donor. Sorry, I was trying to type and say stuff at the same time. Sometimes that doesn't work. So, outside of Bob Kroll's house here in Hugo, Minnesota, this is Nico. Thank you, Chris, on the back end. Thank you all for joining. Earlier, we were at the press conference outside of George Floyd Memorial, and we will have an uploaded full version of that tonight on our platform. Check out our internet, check out our website, unicornriot.ninja, Twitter, UR_ninja, and Facebook, YouTube, Vimeo, as well as Instagram, unicorn.riot. Thank you all for joining. Peace. Have a great weekend.
In my prayers, just when I thought it wouldn't get no sicker.